Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Tech That Doesn't Bite. I am Simon, and joining me, of course, is
Jeff Warden. Hi.
So today we're gonna do another AirTag testing because our first video that we were recording, we decided that there was some more additional testing we want to kind of research it a little bit more because we're not seeing the results that we wanted.
Right. It wasn't up to our high standards, which really, anyways, we felt that it needed a little more research, a little more work, a little more planning. So that's what we decided to do. So we're here at the Santa Ana Mall, and we're definitely going to get a lot more testing done here. I think we're going to get some better results, or at least definitely a lot more data to work with. That's the big one we're working with. There are people here, there are people with iPhones here, and that is definitely going to help more with the tracking side of things, and that's what we're looking into.
That's what we're going to look into, and we're going to try different scenarios. Again, miles may vary on what kind of results you have. So don't take it out on us. If
this is just what we find, so we'll see how it goes.
So check it out.
Boom. Okay, right now Simon is going to try to track me with the AirTag device. I'm carrying it in my hand right here in this bag. So I'm just going to wander around the mall here and see if he can find me.
All right, so now I'm going to look for Jeff, see where he's at using these AirTags. So let's take a look and see if we can find him. So here is the Find My app on my iPhone 12, and I am looking for Jeff. And Jeff is, again, we're in the mall. The good thing about it is it's an actual map, so it kind of gives you all the locations that's inside the mall, and also at the same time I'm using precision tracking to kind of get a hint of where he might be located. So at the same time I was using both the precision tracking and also the Find My app to kind of get, to try to look for Jeff. And it also shows you that he's moving and I'm moving as well, and as you can see right here, we're kind of already kind of meeting up at that destination where we're gonna meet.
Okay, so now Simon is going to try to track me in lost mode, and we'll see how we do with that. I don't know if he's going to find me, but he just might. We'll see.
All right, so now I put my AirTag in lost mode and see if we're able to track Jeff. Let's take a look. So this time I had the AirTag enabled in lost mode, and I did the exact same thing. Just used the Find My app, use a little map location, kind of follow where Jeff is going. Now it pretty much acts like the same even if it's in lost mode or not lost mode. So I was still able to see where the AirTag is within the mall vicinity and kind of follow along, tracing the location, or kind of follow along where the AirTag might be. Again, it gives you kind of an approximate location so that later on I could use precision tracking to even be more precise with the location. So that's exactly what I did. Once I was able to find that location, I used precision tracking to kind of look for Jeff, in a more exact position. Just like that. And for then, I wasn't able to get a signal, but later on, I was able to get a signal and it showed me how far the AirTag is within my distance.
What we're going to try now is that we are going to see how strong the signal is. Now I'm going to walk straight over there and just kind of stand there kind of out in the open for a moment, just so that we get a good idea as to how far the signal goes. Then I'm going to get behind the concrete pillar or the directory sign, or I might even go a little further out to see if I can block the signal somehow, see if there's some way to interfere with it. Okay, Simon here is going to precision track me while I try to see if I can interfere with the signal. So let's walk on over there, see how we can manage this. And possibly if I could do this without getting my finger in the way and run into people at the same time. No, moving around. Okay, so I'm now pretty much in a clear line of sight to where Simon is at. He's right back there in the background. From a precision tracking standpoint, he should be able to see me pretty well. Shouldn't be an issue at this point. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move behind some candy machines over here, as well as this concrete pillar, and then try the directory side and see how well that'll work out. So I'm going to move over here and see if there's any kind of blocking of his signal. Now we'll find out on his phone whether it's actually doing that or not. So I'll give another couple more seconds, All right, now I'm going to move over to the directory sign, which is a big electric sign, which may cause all sorts of who knows what kind of interference and that sort of thing. Or maybe it'll act as an antenna and amplify the signal. Frankly, who really knows? I have no idea. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go a little further here out, and I'm going to go behind this big kiosk for pretzels. And maybe I'll even take a pretzel when I'm done. No, I'm not going to do that. Too many carbs, man. I'm not in for that. All right, so now I'm going to stand behind this pretzel thing here, see if it actually picks up a signal from where he might be, count to about 10 or so, and we'll see how it all works out. And if it works out, great. If it doesn't, yeah, well, that's a good thing. It tells us something. That's the important part of the whole thing. All right, let's see what we got.
Now, at this point in the video, Jeff was actually coming back to my location. I couldn't see the signal first with the AirTag, but as he got closer, I was able to use precision tracking to look for the AirTag. So the next test we're going to do is more about the security side of things. So for example, what happens if a random stranger puts an AirTag next to you? So for example, they might put it in a backpack of yours or a bag. What will happen if that scenario occurred? So in order to mimic that, what we did was we took our AirTag, paired it with another iPhone that's on a separate iCloud account, and I did the testing first. So I left the iPhone at home, but I took the AirTag with me and went on my business, doing my errands for about 2 hours. Once I got home, I didn't get any notification about it until about 30 minutes later. I got this notification within the Find My app saying that some sort of unidentified AirTag, has been tracking you, and you can see all these information about it as well. Now, I also did the same thing with Jeff. Basically, what we did was I left the iPhone that's paired with the AirTag, but I just gave it to Jeff, and here are his results.
Hello! Jeff Worden here with TechThatDoesn'tByte, here to give my experiment results of AirTag usage from the Android side. Now, as you likely already know, the AirTag cannot be detected by an Android user like myself, as it is an Apple product. At this point in time, Apple is currently developing software for Android users to be able to detect them. It is already July 2021, and it hasn't come to fruition yet. So if you're seeing this video a few months from now, my statement may be inaccurate, which will be great and fine by me. It isn't right now, just so you're aware of this. Okay, so all that being said, I am unable to test whether I could be tracked or not with the AirTag. However, in my efforts to detect the AirTag in the first place, I had to make some adjustments to my phone, which is a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Now, what you're seeing here is the blacklist settings for my phone's firewall program called Luna. And as you can see here, I had to check mark my phone's setting program so that it would exempt that app from the firewall. And by doing that, I was then able to detect it after I enabled my NFC and payment option. And that can be found under Settings, Connections, NFC and Payment. You can also enable your Bluetooth settings here as well if you require them. So, even though I can now look up the serial number of the AirTag and or contact the user if he had put it into lost mode, I still just can't detect the AirTag itself like an iPhone can. In short, I have to find the AirTag first. If you don't know that you're carrying one, you're out of luck. Thus, I resorted to my family and their iPhones to help me out with this. Now, I must clarify that as of this recording, July 9th, 2021, there are currently 2 firmware updates that are supposed to happen to help with anti-stalking. They have not yet been installed. We cannot manually update the device, and this was something Simon touched on in episode 16 of our Tech That Doesn't Byte cast, which, yeah, is still very lame that you can't just manually update it. It's really stupid. Okay, so the iOS required for all this to work has to be 14.5 or better. My older son, Joe, jailbroke his phone, so he's at 12.2 and he won't be updating. Totally fine. My younger son, however, didn't have 14.5 installed, but he did upgrade to 14.6 at my request, and my wife was already at 14.6. So, my first test was a simple one where I would take the AirTag on a ride with me, and I also had my older son with me. Now, neither of us had our phones with us, and obviously it wouldn't have mattered in the scheme of all this. And after driving around for about 45 minutes, no notifications of any kind were made to either my younger son or my wife once we got home. This wasn't a big shock, and this was somewhat expected. So, I tested this with my wife. She put the AirTag in her pocket and left at about noon the day that I gave it to her. That she came home 3 hours and 15 minutes later. no notification showed up on her phone until 5 hours later at 8:20 p.m. However, you will note that the time says 11:38 a.m., 20 minutes before she left. Now, why is that, you ask? Good question. I would hazard a guess it had to do with the pause safety alerts being turned off by default. What's worse about this is that I had the AirTag in my home for a couple of days prior to this alert. Along with this, it had mapped out my wife's route and where she had been for those 3 hours that she wasn't at home. Now, Simon was able to access the map information since his iPhone is paired with the device, but for him, it didn't show the route that my wife had taken, so thank God for that. But that's pretty much it. AirTags, they can track and locate someone, albeit in a rather limited fashion. We'll definitely have to check to see if the firmware updates actually fix this whenever they happen, so let's hope that they do.
Okay, so we were at the San Antonio Mall, collecting an awful lot of data in regards to the AirTags and all that good stuff. Got some good results out of it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's our take on the AirTags, man. What do you have to say? Anything?
It's a very useful tool. I think if you're tracking items, like backpacks, purse, keys,
dogs being a big one.
Maybe
in some cases.
I don't know. I don't know if tracking animals it's useful.
Well, it can be if you don't want to lose your dog. But mind you, obviously, if you're going to track a dog, you then could track people, and that's problematic. And that just as a concept in and of itself. And we have found that you could do that, which is not necessarily good. It can be good or bad. I mean, it really depends on the application. If you're, if you got like a loved one who has like memory issues and that sort of thing, maybe an elder parent. That might be a good thing to have, maybe. Yeah. But still.
I mean, I see how Apple's trying to improve the safety features, like letting you know as soon as, there's an unidentified AirTag somewhere in your vicinity.
Right.
But, at the same time, it's kind of worrying that, this kind of stuff does exist. Yeah. And it's like, think of it this way. It's good that we have something to help us track things, but it's also, sometimes people use these kind of things for evil things.
Yeah, exactly. There is that issue. So if you're going to use this, be aware of what the issues are. Just take those in mind. Think about what the device is going to be used for. And if you're just using it to find your keys, go for it. If you're looking to find people,
don't
get some help.
Don't use it. And given that the range isn't that too much, too long. That's could be a downside if you're trying to look for your item, but it's out of range. But it's also a good thing because potential trackers can track where you are.
Yeah, so
to a certain part.
Yeah, I mean, obviously your mileage is going to vary if you're doing that kind of thing. You shouldn't be, but that's what it's for. Works well. Good and bad. So it's I'd have to give it kind of a neutral rating myself on its application and whatnot.
Yeah, same here. I feel like it's kind of a novelty thing. It's if you don't lose stuff all the time, this is not going to help you.
Agreed.
You don't need it.
Agreed.
But if you do lose a lot of things, it's maybe check out this AirTag for $30 if you're in the Apple ecosystem. If not, maybe check out the other brands like Tile.
Tile's the only one usually for Android devices, so that's the way to go. I imagine they obviously work on the same technology, so you'll probably get similar results to what we got. So there you go.
So definitely for only $30, it's not too much of an investment.
Yeah.
So
unless you lose your phone, then you're kind of screwing yourself.
Yeah. So there's that.
All right. Well, that's another episode of Tech That Doesn't Bite. We're Simon and Jeff. Thank you for tuning in today, and please
leave your comments if you guys are using the AirTags. Let us know what you've been able to find. Has it been helpful? Do you prefer using something else like Tile? Let us know.
Definitely like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Definitely check us out on our website, TechThatDoesn'tByte.com. Learn about us. Check out all our other reviews and other Byte casts that we do roughly every week, and definitely would like your input and your feedback.
Yep. We'll catch you guys next time.
Take care.